A term that you will have been hearing a lot lately, and you will hear more in the future, is the term VUCA, V-U-C-A. It stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And in this video, I want to answer the question, what is VUCA and what is VUCA Prime? The term VUCA originated in the 1990s, and it sums up the complexities of the modern world in contrast to the simplicities of the early 20th century and before. And it comes from the world of warfare. No longer is the term fog of war enough to capture how complex the world of warfare is. Nation states were recognizing asymmetric threats that they saw as uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, in a world which was volatile and itself politically uncertain and complex. But it isn't only the military and the political worlds that have changed, it's the whole world, and in particular the commercial world. The complexity and interconnectedness of our global commerce and the technology that enables it means that we can no longer afford to sit back and enjoy the fruits of our labour. Everything is changing constantly. The term VUCA is therefore used widely in the world of work. And I said it stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So let's look at each of those terms in turn. Volatility is about the rapid pace of change, and it's become a bit of a cliche. But the fact is that things don't seem to evolve anymore. They seem to change almost instantly as a new technology is released on the world. And that means we have to be able to prepare for those sudden changes and respond quickly to them. And an important part of that in the project management world is what we refer to as agility. These rapid changes make it very difficult for us to anticipate what's coming around the corner, and that in itself is unsettling for us. Now we're finding vast changes happening in a very short time. And that's not just in the technological world, it's in the global geography and ecology and weather patterns. Climate and environments are changing within the course of a lifetime, whereas previously they might have taken centuries to shift, as much as they have shifted in my lifetime. And this uncertainty is mirrored at the level of society and the politics of nation states. No longer is it easy to predict what's going to happen. And I don't just mean this in terms of elections in democratic countries, but in terms of popular movements that can rise and fall very rapidly, and they can either dwindle, or they can be crushed, or they can succeed, and we really are unable to predict what's going to happen in a way that we might have been able to in former years. And organisations have to be able to navigate that uncertainty. And then we come to complexity. Global trade patterns and technology mean our world is far more complex than it has ever been. And individual items of technology are so complex now that no one individual can understand all of the technology within something as basic as a smartphone or a camera or a television. And this is only going to get more complex as more and more devices are attached to the internet through the Internet of Things. Some people would say that any device that has an on-off switch will eventually be part of the internet. What this means is that we've replaced simple cause and effect with complex, interconnecting, intertwined feedback loops. It's becoming ever more difficult to figure out why things happen and how to prevent recurrences in the future. And what does this all mean? Well, that's what ambiguity tells us. We can't easily interpret the meaning of simple events anymore. We no longer have the certainty of yes or no, true or false, this or that. Increasingly, we have to become comfortable with fuzzy interpretations of events and choices that can have more than one meaning. So what's the antidote to a VUCA world? Well, linguistic fluency and creative thinking have provided us with an easy to encapsulate answer. Bob Johansen coined the phrase VUCA Prime. He took the 4 components of VUCA and turned them on their head to give us a new acronym, another form of VUCA that he calls VUCA Prime, which acts as a response. And VUCA Prime stands for vision, understanding, clarity, and agility. Each of those helps us to respond to the challenges of a VUCA world. Johansen first articulated the VUCA Prime framework in his 2007 book, Get There Early, Sensing the Future to Compete in the Present. So let's look at what each of the 4 terms means in his understanding. First, we need vision to see through the turbulence of volatility towards the end goal. What he's saying is that the cure for a volatile world is being very clear the end goal that you're working towards. Second, understanding is the antidote to uncertainty. We need to spend the time to properly understand the world and the components of it. We need to form connections in our minds and build a deep understanding of the complexity and ambiguities as well. Third, to cut through the complexity, we need the clarity of simplicity. We need to understand the structures and the interconnectedness of the world and our part of it, and define as simply as possible the solutions that we need to implement. And finally, agility, our ability to switch between different dimensions of an ambiguous environment. As we clarify the ambiguity and our understanding increases, if we have the agility to switch direction rapidly and effectively, then we can thrive in a VUCA world. So a VUCA world is a challenge to us all. But one thing I take heart from is that as project managers, we are probably better equipped, given our tool set and our mindset, to deal with the volatility, the uncertainty, the complexity and the ambiguity of a VUCA world. And my conclusion is therefore that as a project manager, if you maximize your skill set, you will be greatly in demand by the organizations that need to navigate a VUCA world and thrive as a result. Please do give us a thumbs up if you like this video. I'll be creating loads more great project management videos in the near future, so why not subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of them. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.